Hi, my name is Sarish Sudhakaran, and in this video we'll look at the cinematography of Gordon Willis, christened by Conrad Hall as the Prince of Darkness, Now that was a compliment. It's nothing to turn on a lamp and shine light at something, but try the reverse. Try to get rich, tonal, and deep blacks with texture intact, and you'll understand why the Prince of Darkness is the highest honor you can bestow upon a cinematographer. Light is pointless without shadow. It's the relationship between the two that defines an image. Many great cinematographers, like Fritz Wagner, who shot M, Robert Krasker, who shot The Third Man, Stanley Cortez, who shot Night of the Hunter, and Greg Toland, who shot Citizen Kane, are masters of shadow. The technique itself isn't unique. You have shadows all the way back to Plato's cave. But Gordon Willis's mastery of shadows in color cinematography makes his work unique. It could be argued that this is his predominant signature. He was unafraid to let shadows take center stage. He typically underexposed his subjects, and he always tried to keep things real and somber, whether it was for Alan Pakula's drama, or Coppola's thrillers, or Woody Allen's comedy. The tone was almost always serious. His use of color was limited too. He never embellished anything for the sake of it. The best examples of this is his exterior work. They're mostly shot in natural light, and he hated using artificial sources for exteriors. He often placed his characters backlit against the sun and let the ambient film their faces, but always slightly underexposed. As far as his interior lighting is concerned, you could classify his style of lighting faces under three groups. 1. Similar to his exterior work, there would be a top frontal light, but extremely diffused and soft for that flat look. 2. He loved hard light, and he used top frontal light when he could get away with it. He took this to extremes in The Godfather, where he took the light all the way up to accentuate Marlon Brando's makeup and throw his eyes into shadow. He then applied this technique to the rest of the movie. The third style of lighting faces was the side light. Almost always you'll see that when characters cannot be backlit, they are side lit, split right down the middle. Most of the time he used a single key light for his actors and was unafraid to put them into shadows. One of his favorite techniques was to sandwich actors between shadows, cast them in silhouette, and then light the background or put some bright element between them. He would often frame characters between doors or windows as a compositional technique. The contrast ratio between the lit side and the shadow side was extreme, and he used the entire dynamic range of the film stock so the labs couldn't print it any other way. The other great innovation in The Godfather was the yellow tone of the movie, which almost every period film has copied since. In a recent interview, he said he hated the digital color grade. We'll never know the exact color of The Godfather unless we catch a film print projected somewhere. Kind of sad to think he went to so much trouble and few care today. His mastery of composition was absolute. He had closed frames and loved long takes where characters walked towards the camera. He rarely moved the camera, and when he did it, it was almost always a tracking or a panning shot. His unique signature style of shooting close-ups were to chop off the top of the head slightly, and this is repeated in almost every movie of his. He typically shot spherical and preferred the 40mm lens above most, probably a Cooke Pancross, later Panavision. This equates to about 55mm on a full-frame DSLR. He typically shot an entire movie at one T-stop, either T2.8 or T4 or close. He almost always kept the camera at eye level. The horizon in his exterior shots are almost always down the middle. You'd have to move him on a profound level to get the camera in any other vantage point, or threaten him. But it is amazing when you realize he worked with such great directors and he got his way almost every single time. The fact that they preferred to work with him again and again shows it pays to have style. In fact, he was also an editor on set and insisted on knowing the shot sequence so he could visualize it. In that respect, his lighting style was formal and didn't allow actors to move out of their marks. He hated the run-and-gun style of shooting. It had to be meticulous, and he took his time to light a scene until it was perfect. What he had to endure from producers and the studio is legendary. But can you imagine what would have happened if he had shined a softbox, a couple of kickers, and a lot of backlight on Marlon Brando instead. I thought so. I hope this brief video makes you curious to learn more about the brilliant and indelible cinematography of Gordon Willis. The best way to learn more about him is to watch his interviews and, of course, watch his movies closely. If there's a favorite cinematographer whose work you want analyzed, please let me know. To see more videos like this, subscribe now.